Legacy Education Alliance is a leading marketer of practical, high-quality, and value-based educational training on the topics of personal finance, entrepreneurship, real estate strategies, and now they're expanding to also serve underserved communities and accredited degrees. And with me is the CEO, Barry Costner, to explain exactly what it is you're doing. So give me an overview of Legacy Education.
Sure, I really appreciate it, Shane. Thank you so much for having me here. So the history of Legacy, it goes back to the 1990s. It's had over $800 million of revenue. We had a partnership with Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Fascinating, inspiring people to be entrepreneurs is something, and as we see that society has changed, since COVID, there was a reduction in the live events, those type of inspiring events that got people in entrepreneurial education, and we saw a big opportunity to take that legacy infrastructure and pivot. I had a family business that we're involved in terms of doing undergraduate degrees, master's degrees, and the power of technology is unbundling. You separate the education from actually getting the accreditation. So we have a very amazing fast-track, low-cost program for getting people those degrees, for people who are off-track, in underserved communities, people who've maybe dropped out of college. Why should we make them suffer? What is the path? There's such a demand today in healthcare, for nursing, social work. And so we really have a path to get that done very easily.
It's a good thing for society. I mean, somebody may be in college and maybe, not mature enough yet or whatever, but then a few years down the road, they're ready to do something and learn a skill. So explain how it works then. They come to you and take classes and get an accredited degree, and then what happens?
Right. It's a very interesting thing. The world of ed tech has so expanded. It's such a big topic. There's $1.6 trillion in student debt out there. And so one of the topics is, getting a education is not the same as buying a book at Amazon. So there are some businesses that really are purely online. We basically have an online model, but the real focus is mentoring and guidance. Because I'm very privileged. I appreciate I went to MIT, and all of that content from MIT and Harvard and Yale is available online. There's programs like Khan Academy. You can really get the content. But even if I gave it away for free, a lot of people wouldn't do it, because even if I do it quickly, 6 months, a year, low cost, it's not just about the ease and the cost. It's motivating people and holding their hand and giving them the guidance. How do I become a nurse? And that's kind of what we're actually partnering with nonprofits. There's all of these different organizations, for instance, Goodwill, United Way, Big Brother, Big Sister. How do we partner with these organizations that already have the mentors to say, all right, this is your vector to succeed in life? And that's what we're excited about.
I see. Well, and you mentioned nurses. I mean, there's a shortage of nurses. We need more nurses. So this is kind of a way you're helping an individual, but then also the industry find people that are needed too.
That's exactly right, and it's an interesting synergy between the traditional business of legacy education and our new business. For instance, one of the things that we educate people on in real estate is social housing. How to acquire a small multifamily residence, maybe a fourplex, and turn that into in partnership with a local substance abuse center where they help people. And so we're saying, okay, we're providing that real estate to house them, so at the same time now we can help them get on that path to become a social worker or to become a nurse.
There's a kind of an online component, but the hands-on is still crucial. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think education, I love the online stuff. I did a lot, took classes, during the pandemic, but I do still feel like that personal level is really crucial.
Right, it's the power of mentoring, the power of giving people goals. It's not just about the content. You can sit there and watch a video and learn the content. One of the things in the ed tech world is this topic of gamification, which I'm not really a believer in. I think, sometimes you just got to open the book and read the Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've just,
Shakespeare can be a game.
You got to read Shakespeare. You want to learn math. You go to Khan Academy. It's great. You can't turn it into a video game. And so, really, more than the content, what you need is the motivation. You need the person, just like a social worker. You have a caseworker checking in once a week. Somebody to call and say, you know what? We're on that path. You want to be a nurse. Stay motivated. It's not difficult. An hour a day, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But that motivation, that guidance is really what we're looking to provide. It's just like a typical business. We have the call center, we have the sales network, we have the mentoring. It's that conduit of an enterprise business to interface with our students that legacy education provides that we're excited about.
Do you have any examples you could share of somebody who's gone through the program and what they're doing now, or give me a couple examples?
Sure. I mean, it's fantastic. Like I said, this started with my family business. Believe it or not, it's a small business. We've had over 15,000 students over the last few years, which, as a small business, that's amazing that I'm saying, okay, now we're going to have a partnership with, we actually have people working with the military. We have a partnership we just announced with Chris Carter, a legend from the NFL Hall of Fame. So if I take this business where we've had 15,000 people come through successfully, get the online degrees, and then get the professional programs, be it accounting or social work or nursing. So now imagine, I'm partnered with people in the military. I partner with Chris Carter. Our goal, fourth quarter of this year, is to have a stadium event, fill it with people who are interested in athletics, interested in the relationship with Chris Carter and his organization, to inspire them to say, you know what, athletics is great. The number of people who succeed going pro is 2%. It's great. We'll help you become an athlete, but you still need to have a traditional career as a backup plan. We hope you succeed. We'll help you succeed. But let's get a traditional education as well.
I do feel like education is ripe for disruption. And it sounds like you might be doing that. So thank you so much, Barry, for coming in.